scoop coming in the NSE scam. The ED has arrested Chitra Ramakrishna in the NSE scam. Big news coming in after the ED had filed money laundering charges against Sanjay Pandey. This is a big development, and Shravan is joining me on the phone line. Shravan, this is a big news coming in. ED there arresting Chitra Ramakrishnan. Take us through the details. All right, I'll be getting back to Shravan right now, but this is a big news coming in. Just a short while back, the ED had filed a money laundering complaint against ex-Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey and also former NSE top bosses Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan in connection with the illegal phone tapping and snooping case of employees of the stock exchange. And what has happened right now, viewers, is that ED has arrested Chitra Ramakrishna, one of the top bosses there at NSE. Shravan is joining me back. Shravan, this is a big development coming in. Take us through the details.
Hello?
Yes, Shravan, we can hear you. Go ahead. All right, Shravan, this is a big news coming in. Shravan, if you can hear me, ED arresting Chitra Ramakrishna is a big development in the NSE scam case. If you can hear me, take us through the details, because we have been tracking this story very closely here on Republic TV, and every detail of the story we have got you first. Shravan, if you can hear me.
Well, the latest details now coming in, Shivaki, is that Chitra Ramakrishna, former MD of National Stock Exchange, has now been taken into the custody of the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, remember, she was already arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and thereafter she was sent into judicial custody. Now we are being told that the Enforcement Directorate has taken custody of Chitra Ramakrishna in the fresh ECIR that has been registered by the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, the allegation that has been leveled against Chitra Ramakrishna is that of roping in a private firm which goes by the name of ISEC Securities Private Limited, a company that has now been linked to the former Mumbai Police Commissioner.
Right. Also, Shravan, this is coming after a Delhi court had dismissed the bail plea filed by Chitra Ramakrishna and Anand Subramaniam in the NSE co-location scam, and we were also reporting a few hours earlier about the top cop from Maharashtra, the former top cop under the ED scanner. So when we look at the case and how it has been developing, this is a very big move which has been made, Shravan, that ED has now arrested Chitra Ramakrishna. Now take us through the details and what exactly was this case about, because like you were telling us earlier, Shravan, this has multiple layers to it.
Well, in fact, Shivagi, undoubtedly this is a significant move that's been made by the Enforcement Directorate. This is soon after they filed an ECIR, FIR equivalent in the case, in the illegal phone tapping case, in which Chitra Ramakrishna has been named as an accused. Along with her, you also have Ravi Narayan and the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey. The allegation being that while she was at the helm of affairs, she had basically roped in a private firm which goes by the name of ISEC Securities Private Limited. This company is linked to Sanjay Pandey, and in fact this company was given the responsibility of tapping into the phone lines of certain NSE officials. Now what we are given to understand is that Chitra Ramakrishna essentially wanted to keep an eye on the information that was going out of the NSE. In fact, not just that, whether at all there was any insider trading that was going on. But the serious concern here being that one, a private firm is essentially being roped in. Secondly, they're carrying out mass surveillance, a surveillance which only perhaps state security agencies are capable of. And third, that serving IPS officers company was actually doing this entire surveillance, which was certainly illegal in nature. So with Chitra Ramakrishna being called in for questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation and thereafter now being arrested by the Enforcement Directorate, they are essentially also going to look at whether at all there is any link in terms of the money that was basically raised, or whether there was any funneling of funds that actually took place. Important to point out here is that they are also looking at the very period when this illegal phone tapping has actually taken place. We are given to understand that the phone tapping actually stopped the moment the NSE co-location scam actually broke out, and the auditors had basically moved in, looking into the role of Chitra Ramakrishna along with several others.
Right. And Shravan, take us to the roles of the former top cop Sanjay Pandey and also the business journalist who's also, under the scanner right now, because the CBI had alleged that Narayan and Ramakrishna had roped in a company founded by the now retired Mumbai Police Commissioner Pandey to snoop on the stock market employees by illegally intercepting their phone calls.
The role of the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey is extremely important because this is linked to a company which he had basically floated. In fact, his family members, his mother and few other family members were basically handling the affairs of this very company while he was a serving IPS officer. The fact of the matter is that he was out of service for a few years, which was actually then challenged by him in the court, while he was several disciplinary actions were actually taken by the then Maharashtra government. But during that very period, while he was not in service, he had actually floated the company, and he ensured that the company actually thrived even after he came back to the service. And while he did that, remember, this company actually bagged certain contracts. The contract worth about a little over 4 crore rupees. And this company
thank you for getting those details. We're getting some breaking news right now, Shravan. I'll come back to you, but we're getting some breaking news regarding the Mohammed Zubair case. What we are learning right now, viewers, some big news coming in that Alt News co-founder